Hello, Wastelanders, and welcome to another shelter build of mine. This time I'm taking you over to the wonderful camp of Camp Pines. This one took me a little while. Unfortunately, it didn't win on the summer camp contest back in the summer, but that's okay. I'm not miffed at all about it, There were plenty of great, builds that came out of it. It's not like quite a difference in build from 50s state forests or, even today's state forests, if I'm being honest. A lot of them look the same. If you go to a national park today or even back then, a lot of state forests look the same. So I wanted to really capture, a national park or even just a state forest. We got the surfboards, sort of the one to incorporate in some houses. They haven't given us little oceanic areas. The washing areas for when you get out of the lake, so you can clean up yourself, as most areas do have them. There's even canoes and whatnot in the lakes. Then you have the communal fire pit areas. I wanted to make sure I included cabins. Most of the cabins are pretty cookie cutter, as always. With other builds that I do, there's a budget that unfortunately that they enact on us in Fallout 76. The dreaded budget. I'm always tied to this budget. I always want to do so much more, and for some reason you'll notice it in quite a few videos. I'm not sure if it's something that they'll ever fix. I've complained in the Discord servers, but the light constantly goes dark and then bright. But you'll notice a lot of cookie cutter. They'll have like the parent suite and the little kids' beds. So I wanted to include those in each of the cabins. And then the maintenance workers area, because every state forest has a maintenance worker area. So of course my mind was like, yeah, you got to put that in there. Nothing too crazy. Like, a little bit of computers, some beds in case they get stranded there, in case of storms, radio, fire area, a map of the general area. I really wish that they made some more cool stuff for this kind of thing. Hopefully they will in the future. I really liked what they had done in the summer with the season. And obviously the lookout tower. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy, just a little collection of things up here, as any park ranger probably would have. And then the lookout area up here, so you can see the nice little view of the whole campground. Now I could have flown around, obviously I have the ability to, but I think it's nicer just to take a nice stroll around. That way you get the real feel of the campground. And yes, I did add a whole bunch of plants, and I did add all the trees. It was quite tedious, but it really captures that whole feel of the campground. Obviously, no real bathrooms and shelters, so porta potties it was. And then you got the little tents for the campers and for the counselors. And then for our counselors, obviously, we got the displays. And for the kitties, it's all the various plushies. I love the plushies. I really love the plushies in here. And then that leads up to the, the next area. I wanted to kind of like a wall that kind of kept the owners of the park separate from the rest of them. Kind of like a little hidden cubby area. And again, nothing too crazy, because, most park owners, I don't know if anybody's ever met any park owners, but they don't have a very crazy, extravagant house. It's usually either a trailer or a small house on the property, just out of sight, out of mind. So I didn't want to do anything too crazy, It's the 50s, so we got the little car, the little truck. I got the trailer. I figured that this woman might have been a farmer. Maybe they traveled a little bit in their time. So they got a nice little collection of things for their, travel camper. and they were getting ready for the fall season. But when I originally took these videos, it was during the fall season, so I had just gotten it ready. So I had it all decked out for fall and ready to go. And all farmers usually have a whole bunch of junk on the side of their farm. Definitely wanted to include that in there. Even though it's a state park, you gotta include these people too. But that's really it. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this build. Again, I really enjoy making these builds. I often make them and then destroy them, and usually nobody sees them. But for once, I'm taking you guys into the sites and showing you them. Next week, I plan on showing you guys Christmas. But I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.